All praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Harakakadash, double honors to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone. Pretty brief. I gave my camping assignment this week to cover the lesson about the 12 tribe chart sign or the 12 tribe chart controversy, because it really won't disappear. That controversy won't disappear. Apostle Hart always goes over this topic, or he talks the importance of like Ezekiel 37, and that's always going to be our reasoning, because believe it or not, you got Israelite groups out there who either have a Negro only doctrine or a Latino only doctrine, and they'll tell you that part of their disagreement with GMS or other any One West camps is the 12 tribe chart sign. So new believers who follow them or hear them, they may hear them first and then come across GMS and we'll have the 12 tribe chart sign, and they'll say, well, what's the thing with that? And our answer is always going to be simple. If you ask, why do we have a 12 tribe chart sign? Why do we believe that? Simple. Ezekiel chapter 37, which is, this is verse 16. It says, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it, for Judah and the children of Israel his companions. Now, I wish I had the picture. I thought I did on my phone, but it must have got deleted or somehow. The 12 tribe chart, which is our chart that we use, that we say that, Negroes is from the tribe of Judah, Haitians are from the tribe of Levi, West Indians or Jamaicans are from the tribe of Benjamin, Dominicans are from the tribe of Simeon, Native American Indians are from the tribe of Gad, Seminole Indians are from the tribe of Reuben, Mexicans are from the tribe of Issachar, Puerto Ricans are from the tribe of Ephraim, Cubans are from the tribe of Manasseh, and so on, because there's more, like Guatemalans. I believe that's Asher. I believe Colombians, Asher. Who else I'm missing? I may be missing one unless I named all 12. But you know what? I'll go to Revelation 7 since I mentioned it, and I'll go back. Oh, Zebulon, right? The people of Hondurans. Naphtali, Argentinians, and these are all so-called, so-called Argentinians, and so forth. The people of South America. So I believe all that. That sign that we have, our reason is always going to be Ezekiel chapter 37. So it says, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it, for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions. If you read the book of Kings, you will find out that after King Solomon's death, there was a split in the kingdom. There was even going to be a war at one point, but the Most High stopped it because that would have been wicked. So you had a king that was set up. First you had King David, then you had King Solomon, and they were king over all Israel. But then there was a split. There was 3 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They consisted of one kingdom that had a king over them, while the other 10 tribes, because Dan was included at the time, had a king over them at the time. In the scriptures, it may refer to him as the king of Israel or the king of Judah, referring to the Judah, Benjamin, Levi. So you had, and they were known as the southern kingdom, and then the northern kingdom, which consists of what we call the so-called Latin tribes, were called the northern kingdom, right? And there was a split. So the Lord said to take a stick and write upon it for Judah and for Ephraim, for the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. That stick is that wooden sign that we have out there, or just a sign in general. It says, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And this is a sign. If you know anything about Ezekiel, he was literally set up to be a sign for the nation of Israel. He had to shave his beard. He had to walk, no, I'm thinking of someone else. He had to move his stuff out in the open. He had to eat cow's dung. All that stuff was symbolic or a sign for what Israel was going to go through physically. So when it came to the sign, the Lord said to make a stick and put the kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of the northern kingdom together. Verse 17, and join them one to another in one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and I will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks wherein thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. So that is why we have that 12 tribe chart. We believe that the kingdom of David is being rebuilt. Did I say kingdom of David? I meant to say house of David is being rebuilt. Amos chapter 9, verse 11. And that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Again, King David was ruler over all Israel. The split didn't happen until after King Solomon, his son, and his son. So why do we have the 12 tribe chart? Well, we believe that this is a fulfillment of prophecy of Ezekiel chapter 36, that the tribes that was being split are coming back together, and that's what's happening now. That's why you have a variety of camps with brothers from all kind of nations. Just look at Chicago, one of the biggest camps in Great Millstone, consisting of over 50 members plus. They have their own Latin channels, Spanish channels. You know, they have Spanish camps. They hold camp, but then you have certain camps break off and they'll teach the truth in the Spanish or their foreign language. And that's a sign right there of both Southern and Northern Kingdom coming together on one accord, teaching and proclaiming the name and the gospel of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. We say that this is prophecy being fulfilled. And we understand that chart is very important, because that's how we got to bring the hopeful elect back together. And we believe it's through the Spirit that we have it correct. Now, you may say, well, how do you know Manasseh is Cubans? Or how do you know that the Jamaicans are Benjamin? Well, I'll tell you this. Ultimately, it's going to be by faith. But we've already done our research, because there's, actual research, historical research, just like you can tie that the biblical Negroes are the Jews because of the evidence, the overwhelming evidence. We've already done the research concerning the other tribes. It's on the web. It's on YouTube. It's on Daily Motion. You just got to do the research yourself. But at the end of the day, it's always going to come down to faith, because anybody can disagree with, you could disagree with the history or the facts, because, we're going to books and such. So anybody can disagree with it. So it's a waste of time to go this book and that book, and this is why we believe Naphtali, and we're going to go over this again and again and again, because you can just easily say, no, I don't believe that. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to faith, period. And look at the spirit. Look at the spirit. You got Negro only Israelites out there. Look at the spirit. If the spirit of an Israelite, if the spirit of the Lord wasn't dealing with these so-called Latin tribe brothers, would they be able to pick up the Bible and do lessons and teach? You got to look at it spiritually. They don't look at it spiritually. They're just niggas. And you got Latin only tribes as well. And all that is just envy. And you know what? The Lord said that he's going to do away with that. Because, the scriptures, it's in the scriptures. It's in the history, man. There was some strife amongst the tribes before there was a split. There was always strife. That's why when the split happened, the Northern Kingdom was like, what do we have with the sons of David, with the tabernacle of David? We're going to set up our own king, because they was already being taxed and they already felt that they were being treated unfairly. So it was already strife amongst them. You reading about in the book of Judges, there was a time where, they was after Ephraim, and they actually asked Ephraim to see if they were Ephraimite or not. They'll ask them to pronounce a word because it was hard for Ephraim to pronounce that word, and that if they couldn't pronounce the word, then they'll kill them because they was doing some wicked stuff back then. Ephraim was, and that goes to show you right there that there was already different dialects amongst the tribes. So, hey, there it is. But that strife was always between Judah, not just Judah, but the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. It was already being built up, and then the split happened. And then even when the split happened, there was some more strife between them. I mean, today you got guys now that fight you or have beef with you all because you grew up in a different neighborhood, or because you went to a different school, as if you can control what school you go to because it's basically based off of where you live and your jurisdiction. If you got simple Negroes that'll be beef over you like that, oh, you from West, I'm from the East. You got on white and I'm wearing black. If they can fight over little stuff like that and beef over because you stay one street down the street, your neighborhood is called this, but my neighborhood is called that. So if I catch you over here, it's a problem. Imagine, how much more little they would cause strife because of how somebody looks. Oh, them Mexicans won't mess with them. Won't mess with no Puerto Ricans. Y'all are the same people, man. This is Isaiah 11, verse 13. The envy also of Ephraim, and that's talking about the whole northern kingdom. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. But they shall, you see? So that envy and strife is going to be done away with. But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. So while Yahweh Shah is prophesying, the two kingdoms coming together, and all that strife and bickering is going to be done away with. And together as a nation, 12 tribes, we're going to destroy these other nations. That is why we have the chart. We believe it through prophecy. I believe it's Micah. It's either Micah 5 or Micah 7. Yes, Micah 5. Maybe it's not it. Isn't it the one I'm looking for? I'll read it. Micah 5 and 7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of man. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a lion amongst the flocks of the sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. So what that's saying is that the remnant of Jacob, when the time of judgment comes, when the Lord put the spirit on Jake to really start messing stuff up, we're going to be surrounding these other nations. And that's going to consist of all the tribes. That's why all the tribes are getting, rowdy right now, so to speak. So that's why we had a 12 tribe chart sign. We believe it's prophecy according to Ezekiel chapter 37, which is a very important doctrine and a very important chapter prior to the salvation of the nation of Israel through Yahweh Shah. But that I hope was edifying, and I say shalom.